taken by the words that you say.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So to start off, I'm prepping my skin with my OLAY Hydration 2-in-1 Moisturiser and my L'Oreal Magique Primer. Then for my brows, Rihanna has a bit more of a softer brow, so I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium brown, and she also had a really highlighted brow bone, so I'm using this NYX Wonder Pencil in the shade light to medium, I think, and just using that to sculpt out my brow. You can use anything for this, like a concealer or something like that. This is just something I had to hand, and I actually prefer the consistency of it. It's not too creamy. Then I'm using this brush from Sigma. I will leave it linked down below just to blend that in and make sure that we have no soft lines and it looks really natural. Moving on to skin, I'm using my GIORGIO Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 6.5. As you can see, my body is a lot more tanned than my face, and so I'm using a darker foundation to colour match, and so it all blends out and looks more natural. Moving on to eyes, I'm prepping my eyes with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, then going in with this warm brown shade from the Chocolate Bar palette by Too Faced, and then using my Sigma E40 brush as always, just blending this colour into the crease to add a bit more depth. She had quite a warm crease going on, but we're only going to be using 2 crease colours because she didn't have too much definition in her socket, and just using kind of windscreen wiper motions and buffing motions to make sure all edges are really soft. Then using this blusher from Makeup Geek in the colour Spellbound on an E25 brush from Sigma as well, just using that to further deepen up the socket. She had quite a pinky purpley eye going on, so I thought instead of finding a pink eyeshadow, I'll use a blusher that I'm planning to use on my face to kind of save product, so that's what I did there. Using this foiled eyeshadow from Makeup Geek in the shade Whimsical, I am pressing this onto my lid. It's almost like a really pale iridescent violet shade, which is really similar to the one that Rihanna had going on the Brits. She did, however, have some more duochrome, like purple shade going on in her inner corner, so this is the perfect colour. It's from Makeup Geek in the colour Phantom, and I'm using a flat brush just to kind of press this in the inner corner and taking it slightly back up onto my lid on top of that Whimsical eyeshadow that we just placed down. Then I'm going back in with the Sigma E40 brush with no additional product and just softening out all the edges and making sure it's all blended together nicely. Moving on to eyeliner, I'm using this liquid liner from Sigma in obviously black. She had a very thin line going from inner to outer corner, gradually getting thicker towards the wing. So I'm kind of showing you what I'm doing here. I never really include eyeliner, but I thought this one's quite an easy wearable one, so I'll try and include how I do it here. So as you can see, going from inner to outer corner, gradually getting thicker, using loads of little strokes rather than one giant one. I feel like this way you kind of avoid making as many mistakes as possible. Then creating the base of the wing and then connecting it back to the kind of lid liner that we'd created, and then just neatening up the edges. Then I'm just applying mascara. This is the one from Benefit, and then she had quite natural lashes, so I'm using the Ardell Demi Whispies to just kind of complete the look. Then going on back to the skin, I'm using 2 concealers. One is more of a highlighter. I'm using the Aqua Glow Serum one from STILA in the shade Medium, and just blending that into my skin. This one kind of matches my skin, so it was kind of more to conceal any dark circles, and I'm using a really small flat brush just to tidy up the liner, and then buffing that in and making sure it's all blended out, and then using the MAC Prep and Prime pen in Light Boost to kind of brighten up under my eye rather than use a bright concealer this time. You can use a bright concealer initially, obviously just do whatever you want. This may look like a lot of product, but this product's actually very thin, and then as you'll see, I do use a damp brush to blend it out, so that absorbs additional product as well, so kind of minimizing the amount of product on my skin. It didn't look as if she was wearing much bronzer, so I am lightly bronzing up my skin with this cream bronzer from Chanel, the Soleil de Tan one, on a duo fibre brush, and just applying that in the places that I would normally bronze up my skin. Then just setting my highlighter and concealer in place using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light. My favourite powder, especially with this foundation. I feel like they're a match made in heaven. It just makes your skin look so flawless and I love it. Then I'm using a really big brush and just kind of setting the bronzer in place with this light to medium bronzing powder from Peaches Makeup. And I'm using just a big brush, like I said, because I didn't want to apply too much and I wanted it to be really soft. Then going back in with the Spellbound blusher we used in the eyes on a Sigma blusher brush, and yeah, just applying that to the apples of my cheeks because Rihanna definitely had more blush than bronzer going on. Then for highlighter, I am taking this Morphe fan brush and using Mary Luminizer by the BLAM just to add a glow to my skin in all the places that I kind of want to stand out. Going back to the eyes, Rihanna had quite a dark shadow underneath her eye, so I'm taking this shimmery purpley brown shade from the same Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette and just buffing that underneath my lower lash line on a pencil brush. Then I just applied bottom lash mascara and that is the eyes done. Moving on to the lips, I'm using this MAC Prolongwear pencil in the shade Double Time as she had quite a pink lip going on, so I'm using this to line my lips. Then taking this lipstick from Too Faced in the colour Nude Beach, just applying that all over my lips. And then to finish it off, I am taking the lip gloss Daydream from Tanya Burr, which is a really light pink shade, just to lighten it slightly, as I feel like it in the picture the lips was slightly lighter than that. And that is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know in the comments below any more inspired looks that you'd like me to recreate. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye guys!
Me feel kinda wrong.